It's another day with Paws reacting to food. Welcome back, YouTube. This time around, we have foreign foods that are banned in the US. Oh boy. Wah, 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 wah.
To state the obvious, Americans love food. And in the US,
Wait. I feel like we need to clarify. I think everyone loves food. What the heck?
you can buy anything imaginable at restaurants, farms,
What
markets.
is this abomination? Are those like fried wings with cereal in a bun? With gravy? Shrimp and cereal? Oh my god. Okay.
Restaurants, farms, markets, and other stores. Well, almost anything. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has banned many foods from being sold or eaten in the United States for various reasons. So, today we're going to take a look at some foreign foods that are not allowed in the USA. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel. After that, please leave a comment and let us know what other funky food topics you would like to hear about. Now, let's take an illicit trip on the wild side of food. Scotland is known for a number of wonderful things, like Scotch whiskey, bagpipes, and Sean Connery. But it's also known for eating haggis.
Haggis? What is haggis?
Haggis, for those who don't know, is a type of pudding composed of the liver, heart, and lungs of a sheep, mixed with beef and oatmeal, then seasoned with onions, cayenne peppers, and other spices. This mixture is then packed into a sheep's stomach and boiled.
How revolting!
This might not sound appetizing to everyone,
It's
but
really
Scottish
good.
people are really into it. In fact, haggis is the national dish of Scotland, and if you get it there, it's usually accompanied by turnips and mashed potatoes. Americans who like haggis, however, are out of luck, because haggis is currently banned from being imported into the United States. The U.S. banned all foods that are made from animal lungs in 1971.
What? But can they make it locally? Like it says it's banned from importing, right? But can you just make it yourself?
Since then, Scotland has made several efforts to influence the U.S. into lifting the ban on haggis and changing federal food safety regulations, but they've come up short each time. Too bad Sean Connery isn't around to ask them.
What?
Sometimes the U.S. bans foods for health concerns about the dish itself, but there are other reasons John Q. Law might stop you from enjoying a particular meal. For example, to protect an endangered species. Such is the case with Beluga caviar. Caviar is, of course, fish eggs. Beluga caviar comes from the beluga sturgeon, which is the largest of the sturgeons, weighing more than 2,000 pounds and measuring more than 15 feet long. It can take up to 25 years for the female beluga to mature and produce eggs. Beluga caviar
Holy shit. Seriously? I don't know it took that long. Oh, wow.
varies in color from light to dark gray and is the largest grain caviar. Their pearls are the most delicate and have a mild, buttery flavor. In 2005, however, the United States banned beluga caviar from further import due to overfishing. The U.S. was consuming about 60% of the world's beluga caviar.
What the fudge? Holy shit! Wow! That is like crazy. I mean, I guess it makes sense because like a lot more people in the US have expendable income, but damn.
Which is considered the Rolls-Royce of caviar due to costing $200 per ounce. In fact,
yeah, I was gonna say like $200 is half a freaking salary, monthly salary here. Almost. It's a bit less, but yeah. It's like imagine affording that.
Beluga caviar was so desirable that the available stock declined by 90%. Overfishing of the beluga can mostly be traced back to poaching in the black market, but that's just academic now. The bottom line is, no beluga caviar for Americans anymore.
A plum?
So as we've seen, the U.S. might ban a food for being unsafe, or because it derives from a species at risk. But there's yet another reason a food might be banned: trading concerns.
My question is, if these foods are banned, doesn't that just mean that there's a lot more illicit illegal deals where people smuggle it? So does it actually help prevent it? with the ban or encourage it even more?
Take the Mirabelle plum, which is the small, oval-shaped and dark yellow fruit grown on the Mirabelle plum tree. It's
that looks
sweet and
really
full of flavor
cute.
and is used in fruit preserves and dessert pies. The fruit can mostly be found in France, where 70% of the world's Mirabelle production occurs. The production of the Mirabelle plum has been supported since 1996 by a protected geographical indication to help guarantee its authenticity.
I don't think I've had Mirabelle plums. Not that I can think of. I mean, I've been to France several times, but I don't think I've had it. Or if I did, I don't remember it.
The protected origin designation makes it illegal to import or commercially sell the plums in the U.S. That being said, regular folks can grow them on their own property, as long as you don't try to sell them.
The more you know.
Unpasteurized milk or raw milk.
Wait, seriously? What? For real?
Is milk that comes directly from an animal's udder and how
is that banned?
hasn't been heat treated or pasteurized to kill any bacteria. Sounds great, right?
Oh, indeed it does.
I mean, it's really good. It's really good.
Well, it may not be. Raw milk carries a higher risk of being contaminated with harmful bacteria that causes foodborne illnesses than pasteurized milk does. Children, in particular, are at a higher risk for these diseases because their immune systems have not yet fully developed.
Right. Sure. Uh-huh. It's kind of funny being in a country where we didn't have fancy milk and the only milk you had as a kid growing up was from the cow's tit. To be like, yeah, this milk is so much worse. Entire generations growing up on it and still to this day consuming it. Okay, US. The worst part of it all is the fact that you can just grab it from the cow, boil it, and it's fine.
FDA banned the interstate sale
This
or
is
distribution
insane.
of raw milk in the U.S., but states are able to adopt their own laws for the sale of raw milk. Given the risk, you might think that states would want to stop people from drinking the stuff, but not so much. In fact, drinking and consuming unpasteurized milk is 100% legal in all 50 states. That being said, only 13 states allow the sale of raw milk in retail stores. Of the other 37, 20 states prohibit the sale of raw milk, and 17 states allow the sale of raw milk on the farm in which it was produced. And at the
What? Jesus Christ, man. Who spread that behavior? I'm just like, what the heck?
very least, many of the states that allow the selling of raw milk require a warning label informing consumers about the risk of pathogens that can be found in the milk. There is currently something of a movement in the United States to consume organic and locally grown foods. Some believe that raw milk is more nutritious and provides good bacteria for the body.
Crazy.
Sassafras oil is extracted from the dried root bark of the sassafras tree. The tree, in case you want to go looking
I don't
for
think
one,
I've had
stands anywhere from
sassafras.
20 to 40 feet tall, with slender branches and orange and brown colored bark. The leaves are oval and can grow to 3 to 7 inches long, and the flowers are small and of a greenish or yellow color. Historically speaking, sassafras has played a big role in various cultures around the world. For example, many Native American tribes use it for various medicinal purposes, including to help with acne, urinary disorders, and fevers. It can also be found in Chinese medications to help treat rheumatism and trauma. The twigs from the plant were once used as toothbrushes, and sassafras was also used as an early
Really? Damn. The more you learn.
anesthetic and disinfectant. Not only that, but sassafras was found in many distinct foods in the U.S., and it was known as a key ingredient in many root beers and teas.
Oh, I think I had a sassafras root beer, maybe. Yeah, I don't like it. If it's the one that I think about, I don't like it. The taste is weird.
It's pretty useful, right? Well, don't start celebrating just yet. The FDA prohibits all sassafras bark, oil, and saffrole as flavorings or food additives. Sassafras is no longer considered safe for human consumption. It was actually banned all the way back in 1979 after research linked it to cancer. Also, when too much sassafras oil is consumed, poisoning can possibly occur.
Damn.
The ortolan is a small, colorful bird in the bunting family, a category that also includes American tree sparrows. Once upon a time, in a faraway land called France, the ortolan was a chief ingredient in a highly controversial...
Oh no, not the bird that... not the bird that was cooked and ate whole.
...meal. The recipe called for the bird to be cooked for 8
Yeah.
minutes and served with a head attached. The bird was then meant to be eaten whole, including the head
Yep.
and bones. Due
Yep.
to its rarity, the killing and selling of the ortolan was banned
Poor
in France in the
birdie.
1990s. But that didn't stop poachers who continued to catch the small bunting and sell it to local restaurants. In fact, the law was so inconsequential that France's League for the Protection of Birds claimed that the ortolan population dropped 30% even after the ban was enacted. This forced the
Ouch.
government to enact more stringent enforcement in 2007. But the killing of the rare bird is less controversial than the barbaric way in which it is killed. It starts with the birds being trapped during their migratory season
Oh,
and
man.
kept in covered cages. Since the ortolan eats more at night, covering the cages cruelly tricks them into
Oh my
gorging on
god.
grain, even to
That
the
is
point where their
so
bodies double in
horrible.
size. This is a less gruesome variation on an alleged ancient practice in which the bird's eyes would
Poor
be plucked
birdies.
out, fooling them into thinking it was night so
What?
that they would eat more. Either way, once the ortolans are fattened up, they're thrown, still alive mind you, into a vat of Armagnac, which both drowns and marinates them.
That
France
is so
now strictly
sad.
enforces the ban on killing ortolans. In fact, the killing, cooking, or smuggling of the bird anywhere in the European Union or the United States is currently a crime.
Oh, freaking, we reached the point. Yeah, I knew about the birds, and I also know about this cheese. It's so sad what they do to those poor birds, man.
Casu
Time
Marzu,
for
translated into English, means rotten cheese. And if that doesn't sound horrible enough to you already, then allow us to point out that it's also known as maggot cheese. Now you're probably thinking something like, okay, it has a disgusting name, but it's just a name, right? Well, this
Nope.
Sardinian cheese is typically soaked in brine, smoked, and then left to ripen in a cheese cellar. So far, so good. But then cheesemakers set it outside, uncovered, allowing cheesing flies to lay eggs inside it. The eggs hatch into maggots, which
How
start
lovely.
feeding on the cheese. The maggots produce enzymes that promote fermentation and cause fats within the cheese to decompose. The cheese becomes super soft and leaves a burn on the tongue when eaten. Local
Leaves a
Sardinians say the cheese is only good when the maggots are still moving. If the maggots are dead, then the cheese has gone bad and is too toxic for consumption. Casu Marzu is not in compliance with European Union hygienic standards.
Yeah, you don't say, man. You don't say. Oh, I mean, it's just so weird. It's like, oh, you gotta have the wiggles still living, just wiggling over there. Yeah, this part of the video I do know because I've watched another video of foods that are banned in the EU.
Movies like 1975's Jaws make it seem like humans
It's so
have a lot to
sad what
fear
they
from
did
sharks,
to sharks
but in
as
reality,
well.
the reverse is far more true.
It's really
In fact,
depressing, yeah.
finning, the act of cutting off a shark's fin, is one of the greatest threats that sharks face. It's so dangerous because after a shark is finned, it's thrown back in the sea. where
Yeah,
it will
that is,
drown,
like,
bleed
so
to death, or
bad.
be eaten by other animals. Unfortunately, for those who want to protect the sharks, there is still a large market for shark fins to make shark fin soup, which is a popular and luxurious Asian dish. Shark fins are very popular in Asia and can be found in food stores, pharmacies, and fishing villages. The demand for
Damn.
shark fins has led to sharks being targeted solely for their fins. But don't expect to try that soup in the US anytime soon. The practice of finning is illegal in the United States.
Ackee fruit.
Ackee appears to be a very delightful and delicious fruit, but appearances can be deceiving. For if the ackee isn't properly eaten, it can cause vomiting or even lead to a coma or death. To do it
Damn.
right, you need to know that the ackee's fruit's protective pod turns red and naturally opens, revealing the edible portion, which is the many yellow aril that surround the toxic black seeds. The ackee fruit is originally native to West Africa, but was
Okay.
brought to Jamaica in 1778. In Jamaica, the harmful effects of ackee fruit are known as Jamaican vomiting sickness, and they're comfortable enough with it to have made it Jamaica's national fruit.
Jamaican vomiting sickness as opposed to the regular vomiting. Got it.
The fruit can be tried in Jamaica paired with codfish, which is a popular dish. In
Oh,
the
that
U.S.,
sounds
however,
pretty good.
the FDA banned all ackee, though they later allowed the sale of frozen or canned ackee. The import of fresh ackee is still banned.
Okay, this one I heard of. Like the Kinder Surprise, and I was shocked that this is a thing. I was like, there's no way, man, that they actually banned it.
The Kinder Surprise Egg is a hollow chocolate egg that holds a plastic capsule that contains a toy. The toy is usually a simple collectible,
Yeah.
like a tiny
Like, as a kid, having those was always so nice. Like, the surprises were great.
bike or miniature beach bucket and pail. They are widely popular and are sold across
Yeah.
the world, except in the United States. Not that it's hurting them any. In fact, even without the help from U.S. markets, Kinder sells more than 3.5 billion surprise eggs each year. Kinder Surprise Eggs have always been illegal in the United States. The 1938
Always?
regulation made it illegal to sell any candy that contains a non-nutritive object. Several efforts have been made to import the chocolate egg
Holy.
into the U.S., but the federal government has continued its ban and recalled the item each time. Luckily for U.S. consumers, Kinder also makes the Joy Egg, which is a more recent version that separates the toy from the chocolate in two sealed halves. The Joy Egg meets FDA regulations.
But it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. It doesn't even taste the same. It's like so different. Oh man. Don't get me wrong. Joy ones are also really nice.
And is compliant with
Now
the
I want
Consumer Product
Kinder.
Safety Commission. It's not exactly the same as the Kinder Surprise, but it's close enough so the fans across the U.S. can get their fix. So what do you think?
That
What
is
banned food sounds good to
insane.
you?
So it was banned like in the early 1900s because you can't have non-food sold with food. Wait, does that mean you guys don't have those you didn't have those Pokemon stuff where where you would open a croissant and have like a Pokemon card to collect, or chip bags that had various surprises in them? Damn, your poor childhood. I just like, holy shit. We had those, like, we had a Pokemon album where we collected Pokemon stamps and we could hand it in and everything. And you had like really cool toys in like our chip. That's crazy. I just realized that if this one was banned, that means those were banned too. And the chip bags, you had it. So you just didn't have it in croissants and the Kinder eggs. Damn.